Hello, 0-3. Hello, depressed Titans Nation. I'm Mr. First Down, and we're ready to talk about this game. How exciting. Let's just get it started. Oh, hello, everybody. I'm Mr. First Down, a.k.a. Sam Dean. We are delighted to have you here. This is Bradley Mangold. We are Fanboys Unleashed, and we are ticked off to no end. This has to be one of the what? Oh, that's you. Hey, look, that's Brad. Oh, he's got his woman's there. It's kind of creepy. It's like the one eye kind of thing.
Right.
That's fine. We're delighted to have you here. We're delighted to scream into the void with you because, boy, oh boy, do we have a crapshoot to talk about. Atlanta is leading the Chiefs 7-0 now, so there's that. Yeah. But of all the craziness around the league today, there is no more disappointing if you're a Titans fan right now. Not only did the Packers have a backup quarterback that you got rid of just dominate you. Dominate's not a strong word. He did well against you. It's just there's not a lot of good to talk about this game. And I don't want to scare away all the positive thinkers. If you want to be positive, you go ahead and find positive. We are aware that this is going to be a work in progress. We are aware of that. That doesn't mean we get to not get mad at the bumps on the road along the way. Okay? And so far, this season looks lost. Lost. Brad, don't you think?
We talked about this before we went live, how we talked about this all leading up to the season. At least I have. How's this offense going to look without the formidable force that is Derrick Henry not being here no more? And it's kind of what I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Not scoring – just scoring 14 points with just a couple of field goals. We put up 48 points in 3 games. Not something to write home about. Malik Willis had a great response to the question, hey, looking for revenge? No, Malik Willis, we knew what he was, a good stand-up guy, good teammate. And Matt LaFleur, I'm going to applaud Matt LaFleur. He had a great game plan today.
You have to.
To me, just watching the game, they avoided the middle where we got Simmons and Sweat just there. They avoided that. They went to the edge. They did the smart game plan. Jeffrey Simmons, unfortunately, second straight week, boneheaded penalty again that, cost the team the sacks, the turnovers. It's the offense is what it is right now. And Brian Callahan, he's a rookie head coach, rookie play caller. So, maybe we'll talk about the fixes later on during the show to see what can they do to fix this mess. But another rough day at the office.
This is the worst day at the office of this year. I'll tell you that right now. It's not pretty. It's not looking pretty at all. But that's what we're here for. And we've always heard about talking about things, getting it off your chest is therapeutic. And so let's go ahead and take up the majority of the show with the negative.
That dreaded negative.
All right. Bradley, gentlemen of the jury of the year of our Lord 2024. This is just a complete and total team loss. I know we want to burn people in effigy. The internet thrives on it, to post it all on one person and bury them deep down. No. The day was a complete team loss from every single angle. The only thing I can really say that didn't screw up for once was the punt protection.
Yeah.
The punt protection.
That's about it.
So I will start by saying the right side of the offensive line is
We talked
the
about
worst.
that all season.
It's the worst part of this loss because now you can't even evaluate Will Levis because he doesn't have a chance. I mean, they overloaded the right side of that offensive line. He couldn't move. He could barely get back to throw. They pull Nicholas Petit-Fier out
Yep.
and put in Jalen Duncan because they thought Jalen Duncan could at least try. Nope. The right side of the offensive line is absolutely terrible. You're right, Scoop. Scoop's a good man. He's one like me. We are diehards. But even him and I were even yeah. So that's one for me. You go ahead. The right side of the offensive line.
I mean, J.C. Latham, more known for his run blocking than pass blocking. He's a work in process. He's a work in process. Peter Skronsky got manhandled a couple of times. It was the one thing I didn't like was not all the sacks was on the offensive line. I mean, most of them, I think probably 5 or 6 of them. The play action, I don't understand because one, we weren't running the football good enough. So I don't know what play action is going to do. So that was confusing. And then when they did the play action, it took so long to develop. It was weird.
Horrific.
And then Will Levis.
Sacks were coverage sacks. You know what I mean? There was nobody open.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, people are so shocked that Traylon Burks is still not developing. I'm not shocked at all.
You shouldn't be shocked.
This is who he is. D-Hop looked good in the second half. He's still not 100%. Tyler Boyd
he took over an entire drive.
Yeah. Tyler Boyd's MIA, but Jaleel Alexander just locked down Calvin Ridley, took him out of the game. And then, I mean, Josh Riley had a decent game. Chig was nowhere to be found. Offensive line nowhere to be found. The first drive was beautiful. It was a 10-play, 70-yard drive. It was good drive to counter Green Bay's first drive. And then the pick six, we all saw that coming. Everybody, not just Titans, not just Packers, everybody. Stevie Wonder probably saw that coming. Will Levis, I mean, wasn't technically staring him down. He just never went off that read. And Jaleel Alexander was just sitting there like, hey, I dare you to throw this pass.
Baited the hook and waited for him.
Exactly. He baited it. And then after that, oh boy, third drive.
That's true.
Yep. So then third drive, nothing. Fourth drive, sack, ended the drive. Fifth drive, a sack. And then it was the fourth down play on 4th and 2 at your own 36. What are you doing? What are you doing? That was not a good decision by Callahan. He wanted to punt. Fans are booing him, but I'm like, guys, we're at our own 36. I think
a better play call gets you there. I really do. But it not
like it looked like Will Levis wanted to pass it. I don't know who he was looking for. It was definitely covered. But he didn't make I'm not saying he made a poor decision. He just couldn't throw it, and he tried to run, and
there was nowhere to go. Exactly.
And shout out to Wes if he's watching this. I love you, Wes. I remember he made the post, Will Levis versus Malik Willis. No, this is Will Levis versus the Packers defense. Every defense we have played so far, it's not just Will Levis. The entire offense has struggled. The first games combined, it's been 7 sacks, 5 turnovers. This game, 8 sacks, 3 turnovers. And our defense, as good as they are playing at times, they're not forcing turnovers, though. So
it's hard for me to remark on play calling because I don't feel like they can get into any kind of rhythm at the moment. Like, I think they're just trying to grasp at straws and get things going. Could it be better? I guess, but the way that offensive line was playing, I don't think it mattered what you called.
The thing is, and Scoob, this is a great comment. Thank you for this. Tony Pollard is not Derrick Henry. And Tajay Spears made some good plays in the second
He did.
half, and
Finally
we
showed
went
up.
away from him. And it's
Yep.
just, I thought Tajay Spears was going to be the starting running back, and when we went with Pollard, and he hasn't gotten 100 yards yet, not his fault. I mean, offensive line is it. We feel like Brian Callahan wants to make this a passing team, but it's still not clicking. It's not clicking, and
It's not.
The Titans' strength with Derrick Henry was running the football, and that's what provided the passing game to open up. Now the running game ain't there. I'm not saying we didn't lose. Will Levis did not cost us the game today. That was just a flat out offense beatdown. But I definitely know Brian Callahan is not trusting Will Levis, especially after the interception. But also to the play call, why are you taking deep shots with Traylon Burks when he's double coverage? That I don't understand. Once again, he's double coverage. That's a no. Don't throw that ball to Traylon Burks. Calvin Ridley, D-Hop, go for it. Burks, no. I do not. I will not trust Burks to catch a cold and winter with no coat on. You have to trust your playmakers. And I'm trying to, I don't want to give up on Burks, but
I do.
I mean,
I would love to put him, Mason Kinsey, and NWI in one bag and throw them out the window. I'm so tired of it. I'm so done.
Just a first-round draft pick to have just one career touchdown is still extremely sad. Yep. Marvin Harrison Jr. in his second career game had 2 touchdowns in the first half. And, I mean, it's a work in progress. I'm not trying to bash Callahan or Levis.
No, but like we said, these speed bumps are something we got to talk about. We've got to talk about it.
I keep going back to deja vu. It's just so familiar. Yep. Maybe Callahan gives up the play calling to the offensive coordinator. Maybe that's a solution Callahan will make. Say, okay, maybe I'm a little over my head here. Here you go, offensive coordinator. I'll let you do you because that's why I hired you. Maybe that's a solution he could do. Yeah, go Pat, go. I knew that was going to be a tough matchup. The Packers got good defense, man, and
they kept it nice and easy for Malik Willis. He didn't have to do anything crazy. It was well done.
Yep. Malik Willis did exactly what Matt LaFleur did, and I know, even after the game, people say, "Oh, Malik Willis outplayed Will Levis." I'm like, yeah, Matt LaFleur is a great offensive coordinator. He's a great offensive-minded coach, and I'm not saying Brian Callahan isn't, but Brian Callahan has never been a head coach. He's never been a play caller. So this is unfamiliar ground for him, especially with a young quarterback. Okay, well, he's not young. He's 25 years old. Doesn't have that much experience, but you can see the glimpses, those 2 scoring drives. It's just inconsistent.
Yeah.
Only thing Will Levis has to do is stop turning the ball over. That's it. I don't care how many sacks you take. Just don't turn the ball over. That's one thing we got to do. We clean that up. We're decent, but
we also have to call out something here. The defense was not good today. They were not good. Yeah. I'm sorry. They can show up as oftentimes you can. You let Wilson get that many yards on a delayed handoff.
Yep.
If you were going to stop the run all day, that means stopping the run for everybody. Malik Willis got way. Oh, and tackling. They were awful at tackling today. Whew, man.
Yeah, Malik Willis, I thought that's what
the right side of it, yeah. Is it your right butt cheek?
Well, that right side of the line, we went from Andre Dillard
that's
to
what
Dennis
I said
Daly.
earlier, Scoob. I agree. At least we went
from Andre Dillard to Dennis Daly to NPF, who we talked about preseason, and there's not much left we can do. You could. I think he's still available. If David Bakhtiari is still, I can't pronounce the last name.
Bakhtiari.
Yeah, if he's still a free agent, you could sign him, put him at left tackle, try to put JC Latham at right. Maybe that's a solution, but oh boy. Those sacks. And Malik Willis got sacked 3 times, but this is the 3rd straight week that the opposing quarterback just didn't. The defense needs to get some turnovers for us. They're not.
You could have had 5 too. There's twice they got a hold of him and let him go.
Yeah,
it's the one thing they should know, and they didn't do it. And this is when I say it's a total team loss
Yep.
It's a total team loss.
And
Nothing.
there's Kenneth Murray Jr. He got beat a couple of times. He did make one good sack on a play, but I'm surprised that
I agree, Scoop.
Wilson didn't have a quarterback spy. This is a former quarterback you had on your team. You know he's going to run.
He can't throw it well. There's so many deep throws that were yeah, well, the deep throws that were like just way off the target or whatever. Yeah. He had those. They were taking shots and it wasn't getting there. Like
Roger McCreary had his worst game of the season.
Yeah.
They didn't attack Snead. I know Awuzie got a little dinged up and he got injured. He left for a little bit, but they attacked McCreary a lot. They went after the linebackers. And the bad news is for Titans is that this gives Miami game film. Hey, attack the edges. That's their weakness. They went away from they attacked the edges. They didn't go up the middle where Simmons and Sweat lived. And they forced Alden Key and Harold Landry to make a play. And Matt LaFleur, man, he's a former Titans offensive coordinator, and got his first win in Tennessee. I know he was 0 for 3, got his first win. But I mean, I'm not sitting here hitting the panic button. This is a 76. We're the Philadelphia 76ers of the NFL right now. We have to trust the process. That's all we can do.
Cheeto has been disappointing so far. Who's Cheeto? Who's Cheeto?
The Duzier, maybe? I don't know. Who's
Cheeto? Yeah.
Maybe. Is that his nickname?
Yeah. He was really aggressive earlier in the game, and then he got injured. And it's like, yeah, okay, great. Whatever. I'm trying to think. I just can't reiterate enough that this was a total team loss.
Yeah.
Absolutely bad. Not good enough. Not acceptable. And the right side of the offensive line should be ashamed of themselves. And if you have a way to change people up there for the better, I suggest you do it, because there was no chance, none, for that team to get things moving. Not with how bad they were. Not with how bad we were. They were just so bad. And
so far, I mean, the questions I want the reporters to ask Callahan and Levis is, hey, Will Levis, if you're at the line of scrimmage and you're looking at the defense, what are you seeing that you're adjusting the play call? You're adjusting these routes. What are you seeing? What's your instincts?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's what I want to learn from Will Levis. Like, what are you seeing? What are you changing at the line of scrimmage? Like, and then for Brian Callahan, what are the adjustments that you're making when you're down 27-7? And I mean, we had 2 scoring drives out of 11. That's completely unacceptable. 8 sacks is unacceptable. Receivers not creating separation is unacceptable.
It is.
And it's running backs not getting developed, or whatever happened today. It's very disappointing. There's no ands or ifs or buts about it. The only thing Will Levis has to do is just calm down with the turnovers. And I know that's the issue he had at Kentucky. We got to get a running game going, whether it's Spears, Pollard, whoever it is. I mean, it feels like the first 3 games, Pollard has gotten 70% of the reps, and Spears has only gotten 30. I don't know the snap count, but that's what it feels like to me.
If it's me, I'm putting Spears on a drag route almost every single time I can.
Right.
That's what I'm going to do, because I know he can shake.
Yeah. Shake and bake.
Just 6 different OCs in a way, but this is brand new. So
yeah,
Mike Herndon on Twitter said it best, right? The experiment must continue, because if he gets going, even if the season's lost, then at least you have a quarterback. If you don't, you don't. And look, I hate saying this. Well, first, all right. Are we done with negative? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Positive. All right. I can count on one hand how many of these I got. I count on one hand. The stat is not terrible for Will Levis. Okay. 26-34, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Okay. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
I give him a C. That was my grade. I'll give him a C.
Give him a C. Now the pick six, it's going to happen. These things are going to happen to every quarterback eventually. And if you look around the league right now, quarterbacking's not good anywhere, really. You only have a few guys that have been in the league for a little while. Sam Darnold. Who had Sam Darnold on their bingo card? No one. If you have your hands up, you're a liar. You're a liar.
I mean,
Kevin O'Connell. But my first, it's great to have DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah,
that was great. He literally did a drive by himself.
I mean, the best quarterback probably right now is Baker Mayfield, honestly, statistic-wise. Him and Sam Darnold. Yeah. I mean, but hey, Cleveland Browns. I mean, the narrative with the Titans has always been we all know this. The last quarterback we had that we successfully developed was Aaron McNair. I don't like comparing Will Levis to Aaron McNair because that's an insult to Steve McNair. He's the only quarterback who won MVP for this franchise. I know it's co-MVP with Peyton Manning. He's the only one that led us to the Super Bowl. So I would not want to be compared to Aaron McNair. Because we've seen this with Vince. That's why I keep going back to deja vu. We've seen this with Vince Young, Locker, Mariota, and I'm hoping Levis doesn't fall into that. I know he got frustrated today, and it's going to take some time. I know week 1 I gave him an F. Last week I gave him a B. I didn't feel like, or maybe it was like, I think I gave him a B. It wasn't, this week I gave him a C. We can never. I mean, like I said, first drive was beautiful. I don't know what happened after that. That pick six obviously changed the game, but then the defense just went to work on us.
That's exactly what they need to get back to around the league. They have to sit for 2 years or 1 year, whatever works. Archie, 2026 Titans. I think it's good. Look, if this Will Levis situation doesn't work out, you need to get your hand on Ewers out of Texas and move on with your life. That's exactly what you need to do.
Honestly, I feel like I'm on the same point with Scoob. If Will Levis doesn't play, I'm saying if I'm not giving up on him yet. No. Art Manning would be my quarterback choice of the future, just because I want a Manning. Eli and Peyton. So every Manning quarterback, but he's not going to be coming out for a while. He's got at least 2 years yet before he comes out. But my positive. I'm going to take D-Hop in the one drive and Tajay Spears. I mean, they made plays.
They did. Made people miss.
Yeah, especially Tajay Spears. I mean, so far, he's looking like a better receiver than a running back. Unfortunately, that's just what Brian Callahan's using him as. But, I mean, my positive, I'm going to go with Malik Willis. I mean, he's looked good in 2 games under Matt LaFleur. I mean, we all know Jordan Love is going to start. That's not a knock, but I know a lot of fans are going to say, "Well, Will Levis." I'm not going to say Will Levis is better than Malik Willis. I'm not going to say Malik Willis is better than Will Levis. Malik Willis is in a better situation. He has a better offensive line.
Yep.
He's got Matt LaFleur, who's a way better head coach than Brian Callahan.
At this moment, yes.
Yeah, at this moment, yeah. Matt LaFleur has been in the NFL for a long time. Brian Callahan has never been a head coach. He's never been an offensive coordinator. So he's still learning.
We get to learn together. How great is that?
Exactly. I mean, I tip my hat to Malik Willis. He did good. If you could take any size of the game, about 20%.
Or either stink. Yeah, no, he's right. Quarterbacking and O-line play has been abysmal this year across the board. It's bad. It's bad.
Except for Carolina today. Carolina made that change. I didn't think Andy Dalton was gonna
300 yards. He put 300 yards up.
Well, amazing. I mean, he can see over the offensive line. So I mean, Bryce Young. I had no idea he was 5'10". I'm 5'10". I'm like, whoa. But he's not the quickest. He doesn't have the strongest arm in the NFL. But like, at least for Murray, he's 5'10", but he has an incredible arm for his height. Carolina drafted but see, Carolina is a dumpster fire of a franchise, and to put that on Bryce Young, who's still developing, is not correct. Yeah, exactly. But see, that's exactly the point, and that's what Callahan should be doing with Will Levis, is putting him in situations where he can go out and make plays, and then. But then when Will Levis turns the ball over, Brian Callahan, I think, gets a little discouraged. Like, oh, I don't know if I can trust this guy. But I mean, I feel like Brian Callahan definitely is learning. Like I said, maybe he makes some off. Maybe he says, "Hey,
we're all going to learn it together." That's the
Yep.
stick. They're all learning together, and that's a horrible prospect. But that's just where they are.
But we can't jump the ship. It's only been 3 games. I mean, against 3 good defenses. It's not like we're facing.
I think people had an idea of what the season was going to be, and it's not going to be that. Yeah. And I think that ticks people off because they see the success that the Texans had right out of the gate. They can see the success that other teams that just change a head coach and everything comes together. It's it doesn't always work out that way. Winning in the NFL is hard. It's a hard job.
And I wanna say this to Titans fans.
You were there today. Do you think Will Levis is second guessing himself when he takes the snap? No, I think
he's second guessing the offensive line.
We talked about it earlier, Scott. It's a total team loss. There were coverage sacks. There were guys not open. They just weren't open. I think.
And here's the thing: like, D-Hop is not. D-Hop's not the D-Hop of prime.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Alan's an Oklahoma fan. Brad. That's who, if you looked at my Facebook, I had Ursula going, "Now sing," to the Oklahoma faithful. Good job, Alan.
Right. Here's the point I will make. D-Hop is still D-Hop, but this ain't prime DeAndre Hopkins.
No.
Calvin Ridley's our best receiver.
And
Tyler Boyd is Tyler Boyd's not the quickest, he's not the fastest. He'll make some plays, but he's not your go-to. And then you go down the list. Who's next? Traylon Burks. This is the face I make when we talk about Traylon Burks.
I know. It's so upsetting.
Yeah. And then you got NWI. He's not even being used that much this year, and he's more reliable than Burks. Yeah, we're not even using him. And then I'm waiting for the Jacksons to be used in the slot game because of their speed.
He could be, Scoo. He could be.
Well, he's young. I mean, like I said, there's glimpses that you can see that he can make some good throws. But then it's those turnovers that are getting to him. He's like, "Oh, what am I doing? Like, I should have saw that." And yeah, but I mean, this has been his issue since college. And the good news is it's only been 3 games. The bad news is,
when does it get better? We don't know. Yeah. We don't know.
Because this is where I look at the film, not just the film. My fault.
Not be the same receiver.
What?
That's why it was panned out that way. Yeah, unfortunate.
But my thing is, where is Callahan sitting? We don't know. We don't know what's going on inside his mind or what's going on behind the scenes with Rand Carthorne or his offensive coordinator. Because, I mean, I don't think he will, but there could be a point where.
Yeah, that's true. That was horrible.
Yeah,
you were part of that. Shame on you. Absolutely shame on you.
I want to know how they got his phone number. That's what I would like to know.
He probably gave it to somebody, Special Olympics thing or whatever.
And there's some posts, too, about him dating a girl from The Bachelor. Like, I mean, when we talk Titans football, and I hate to say this, we are not as bad as, like, the Cleveland Browns quarterback situations year in and year out.
Right.
We're not that bad. But you go back, there was a stat say, I should take a screenshot of it. Since 1991 or 1960, something like that, the Packers have had 7 starting quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're very good at it.
That is ridiculous. That is a franchise. And they play in freaking Green Bay, where it's the frozen tundra.
Yeah.
But Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love now, that's 3 quarterbacks in 3 different generations that they have stretched out like an accordion. That is a beautiful franchise to do quarterbacks.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, and then you got to look at Tom Brady. Sat behind Drew Bledsoe. Bill Belichick learned. Comes in as a starter, takes over. Patrick Mahomes. God, the Chicago Bears. The Bears franchise, they should know about quarterback pains. Justin Fields is 3-0 with the Steelers. More defense related, but still. And then you got Patrick Mahomes gets drafted by the Chiefs, sits behind Alex Smith with Andy Reid, comes in, takes over. That's how the Titans should be doing it. And then Vince Young, he failed. Here comes Kerry Collins. Jake Locker, there was nobody who was what? It was Clipboard Jesus, I believe, behind Jake Locker to take over when he failed. And then you had, when Mariota failed, it was Tannehill. And then when Tannehill failed, it went to Will Levis. How can
you just keep looking? I mean,
believe me,
what other choice do you have, though? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't really bring Rusty Smith back. Oh, Rusty! Oh, way to go, Rusty!
So, and then what really made me mad was with Tannehill at the end was when he started turning the ball over.
Oh, he was so cooked. He was
and then he's like, "Well, I'm not going to mentor Malik Willis." I'm like, "Well, I don't want you as a mentor anyway." Because Levis is playing like Tannehill, but with a way stronger arm and way more athletic. But he's doing what Tannehill does, and is that turn the ball over, and that's his only negative. I mean, besides that, he's. I think he could be I'm not gonna say he's a top 10 quarterback, but if he's cuts down the turnovers, he's definitely solid top 20, top 15. But it's just. I mean, Callahan's got to learn, and he's got to make adjustments. Like I said, maybe he gives the offensive coordinator the green light. Hey, I'm going to give you the playbook. You be the play caller. Let's see what happens. But I know this for sure. We cannot, if we just drop back and pass without trying to establish the run game, it's going to kill our quarterbacks. Because when you talk about the Titans, it's Earl Campbell, Chris Johnson, Eddie George. Derrick Henry. That's the foundation. It's running the football. Football. Steve McNair is the only, besides Warren Moon, but he was more of an Oiler. If you're talking about Titans quarterbacks, it's just Steve McNair.
Right.
And then our second best is Tannehill, which is not, it's good, but it's not great. So it's exactly what I thought I was going to see. I'm prepared for this. I'm not happy with it, but
I said it on Twitter. I said I'm a diehard fan. I have been there in my seats for about 12, 13 years. I've sat through worse teams than this. I've sat through less talented teams than this.
Oh yeah.
And it hurts. Don't get me wrong. Today hurt me. It hurt me. It put me down in the dumps real bad.
Scoreboard right in the middle there.
Yeah. But you have to understand that when they're good, the years that I have suffered or the bad seasons or whatever, it's like a distant memory. And it hasn't been absolutely awful the last 7 years. Yeah. And I know people want instant success. Instant gratification is something that unfortunately has just shoved its way into society. It just doesn't happen that way all the time. I wish it would. I wish there was some way you can just, hey, you get these 4 people and everything's fine. It's not that way in football. Hasn't been. Right with you, bro. That was one of the worst losses in a while. Yeah, there's just not a lot of good to talk about. But up next, we get to watch football Sunday. We can watch Red Zone Sunday because we get to lose to the Dolphins Monday night.
I don't know about that. I
don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, and this is why I talked to Wes. I said, it's not really like, and I remember one Titans fan, I can't remember his name, but he's like, well, our defense gets to face Malik Willis. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the concern. My concern right now is Callahan and Will Levis. My question is, so what I like to know is where is Callahan and Levis' confidence level right now? Because Will Levis, I'm not beating him up. I'm not trying to be. I want him to succeed just like I wanted everybody else to succeed. those turnovers, man. I mean, I don't know how many games in a row he's had a turnover, but
I think it will happen after week 6 or 7, Scoob, if it's going to happen. If it's going to happen.
yeah. If they do, it'll probably be after the bye week. Yeah, because I mean, God forbid, but
bye week's right after.
I mean, we didn't have this show back then. I wish we would, because I remember when we had Mariota, Arthur Smith, and Tannehill. I'm like, okay, Mariota's not playing good. Let's bench him for Tannehill. If Tannehill does good, then we know it was the player. If he didn't play well, then we know it was the coaching. Well, Tannehill came in and did good, so I'm like, okay, it was Mariota. Mm-hmm. And Mariota at that point was injury riddled, 3 different head coaches, 4 different offensive coordinators, and that's not something. And that's another thing where I'm not saying we didn't handle it well. Like I said, that was 50-50. Both Mariota failed the Titans as much as the Titans failed Mariota.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that with
Mariota. If Mariota was really that good, he would have succeeded somewhere else.
Exactly.
He did not.
No.
He did not.
Right. And then, I mean, I'm not saying Mason Rudolph is going to succeed. I mean, but we don't know. That's the thing. That's what scares us the most.
Oh, I have no idea, Scott. I am of the I am team you have to ride it out. You have to finish the experiment, like it or not. That you have to. The fan in me wants Rudolph and everything else, but then like the logical side of you understands that they have to see this through. So, capital SOFT soft. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean, like, I know Titans fans didn't see it. There was like, what was the holding penalty on Jeffrey Simmons? He grabbed the dude's back of the helmet and he pulled down. That was the holding call. So he's making. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons is a fiery up guy. He runs his mouth. That's okay. I'll let him do him.
You need him. You need him on your team.
Yeah, but and Scott, I'll answer your thing there.
They can't bench him until like week 6 or 7 because I think at that point,
But that's what concerns me is just because I don't know how. Like I said, we learned this from Mike Vrabel, learned this from John Robinson. When they're at the press conference and podium, they'll say what they want you to hear. Behind closed doors, we don't know what Callahan's thinking. He could be, listen, I'm done with you, Lo. You keep turning the ball over. I'm done with you. I want to see what Mason can do. I'm not saying that's what he should do. I'm just saying that could be his logic of thinking. Mm-hmm. But I'm not blaming Will Levis today. He got sacked 8 times. Play calling was bad.
Lit up.
We couldn't establish.
Nobody got open. Nobody got open plenty of times. And that's a problem.
I know they said maybe moving Brian Brunskill to right guard and moving Radens to right tackle. I don't know because his knees are not good. His knees are not good. So
I like Brunskill at right guard. I think that's a good idea. But right tackle, it could be the problem all year. I think how you fix that though is the same way they did it in Cincinnati. When your tackle's bad, you get the ball out quick. You have your dump offs ready to go. You have to change how you call that game, where you put people.
The one thing,
that's true too. He's had a rough time. It's a rough start of the season to the big man. Mm-hmm. Now, he impacts the game in other ways, which is great. But he should have more sacks than he does. Mm-hmm. He should, 100%. Fair. It's a fair criticism. Anybody that says it's not, doesn't understand. You are paying him to be one of the top defensive tackles in the league. He should play like it.
And I'll go back to you on the quick throws. That's the one thing that hurts Tennessee is they don't have great speed at receiver.
Yeah.
Like NWI is more of a physical receiver. DeAndre Hopkins, physical. Burks is Burks. That's it.
Every time you say his name, I sense your sadness.
Calvin Ridley is the only speedster we really have. And DeAndre Hopkins, he can create separation in a phone booth. That's what I like about D-Hop. He'll come down with the ball.
I will line Tajay Spears up in slot if it makes us faster.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I would like to see the Jacksons more involved in the slot. Like, just try them out.
Might as well.
I mean, Traylon Burks has been, this is his 4th year? And we just haven't seen it.
It's not there. It's just not there.
And I wish we would have paid AJ Brown that money instead of Tannehill, but anyway,
every day.
Every day.
But thinking about it doesn't make it any better.
But yeah, if you're Titans fans out here and you get exactly that, I would like to see him more. Give him a shot, exactly. Yeah. But to my Titans fans, listen, guys, we're the Titans. When was the last time we came out the gates with a young team lighting it up? Steve McNair. It's not. Yeah. We're not there yet. You know, I mean, of course, we want us to be that team scoring 30+ points every week, but
and you know what? The Colts aren't there yet.
Nope.
The Jaguars definitely aren't there yet. Right? The Texans are it. And the way things keep going, the way they're going, the Texans are going to just stranglehold the whole division like Peyton Manning days. Like,
yeah, the Texans got speed too.
Yeah, they got spanked by Sam Darnold. Makes 0 sense. 0.
NFL, man, it's a crazy league, and I mean, listen, it's we just have to roll with the punches, guys. I mean, it's the Packers. They got experience.
There is nothing you can do right now that are going to change anything off the top. It's just not. Until I die, they're going to bury me in my jumpsuit. Your jumpsuit's awesome. You should wear that everywhere. I don't care what anybody says. I wish I could wear my 3 boas everywhere, but people would get tired of swallowing feathers the whole time.
Do you
guys trade D-Hop around the trade deadline and see what Traylon Burks has if it continues? You could. I'm sure that's a viable option. Oh, that's a turnover. Anyway.
Me.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yes, you, the red hair.
Absolutely. You learned this. No, let me explain. Just let me explain.
It was so enthusiastic. I wasn't ready. Absolutely.
Deja vu. Last year, trade deadline. Derrick Henry. The Ravens wanted him.
Should have done it.
Mike Vrabel wanted. I don't think it was Mike Vrabel. I think it was Rand Carthorne. He wanted to trade him, but Amy shut it down. Instead, he walked to free agency, and we got nothing out of it. That's why I would say yes, trade Burks and D-Hop if you could at the trade deadline. If we're out of it, which, I mean, what sucks is our bye week is is 2 weeks from now, so that's not good. I hate that early bye week because that's gonna be it's gonna be a long season with that early bye week. But yes, for me, yes, because Kansas City could offer us a pick for D-Hop because God, they can use a receiver right now. So yeah, a 7. Yeah, I mean, it won't be hurtful because you gotta get something out of him.
Yeah,
because I can say this right now, D-Hop is probably not happy. He won't say it, but I can tell you he's not thrilled right now. What's going on? So
well, ladies and gents, it's 45 minutes. Brad and I have to work tomorrow.
I'm not going to work.
We will see you. Gosh, I don't want to go to work. I guess, shoot, we'll have to find some time during the week to. I mean, we can try to go late Monday, but that's late after a Monday night game.
Right.
So, we'll get back to you on that about how
maybe
we're gonna
Tuesday night show, maybe.
Yeah, Tuesday night or something like that. But anyway, for work, go it's good advice, Scott. Scott's always with the great advice. He is the wise man. I'll tell you that. He is the wise man.
Tighten up.
Scoob. Yeah, Scoob, hang in there, Bubba. I know you and I will be there. Together. Yeah, I'll be there, Scoob. Don't you worry about it. We'll both be there. For Sam Dean, a.k.a. Mr. First Down, and Bradley Mangold, this way, Bradley Mangold, we will see y'all later. Bye-bye.